Hello everyone and welcome to the Red Men TVS, the post-game fan interactive show after Liverpool beat Union Saint-Gilloise 2-0 in the Europa League. That's 6 points out of 6 for the Reds in the competition so far. I'm Steve Hoare. Let's get to some of your comments. If you're one of our YouTube members, you can use the live chat. If you're, of course, one of our legends, get involved on Discord. And we've also head on over to social media, to Twitter, to give your thoughts as well. We'll bring up as many of those throughout the show as we can. I will start then with the Twitter. We've got American Reds who says, finally, a clean sheet. Yeah, listen, Liverpool defended for the most part pretty well. Alisson Becker maybe tried his best to give them a goal at one point, but in the end it was defensively okay. Liverpool were quite good. It was a stale game in truth. But yeah, we'll take the positives where we can get them. Axel Mann says it was a sluggish game. Back on here, mate. Don't worry. Come to me. There we go. Axel Mann says it's a sluggish game. Second half, it never felt like they got out of second gear. Liverpool obviously made changes at half-time as well as making changes to start in 11 with a clear eye on Brighton. I think that's obvious. Salah goes off, Darwin Nunez goes off. Both of them should have scored. Both missed chances that they'd expect to score. And those changes, along with Endo going off as well, obviously Liverpool bring on, make their changes. I think McAllister comes on, of course, Diaz and Jones come on. And second half, you're right, it was sluggish. It was. I wonder how much of an eye they had on Brighton. They didn't want to put too many miles into the legs. I think they know they've got a tough game at the weekend. Brighton, I know, have been up and down this season, but they've obviously got battered last weekend. They've got a point to prove. They've done well getting a point in Marseille, coming from 2 down, of course, today. So they are on a bad team. I do think Liverpool probably had too much of an eye on Brighton, and I think that might half explain the sluggish nature as well. But you are right, it wasn't the best second half of all time. Glyn at Grobbo84, it wasn't a classic, but it's 3 good points. And Quansah looked really solid again. That's only a good thing. He was one of the bright sparks in the Liverpool team. You're absolutely right to say that. I would 100% agree. I thought he doesn't look like out of place. He doesn't look like a young lad who's only just got into the team. And I think that's a huge positive for obvious reasons. He looks cool, he looks calm, composed, makes good decisions, strong as well, good in the tackle where he needs to be. So you are right, I do agree. He was one of the shining lights. And Devon agrees. He is such a mature player for his age. He stands his ground, great tackling and no stupid mistakes. Really impressive. And I would agree with that. He does look like a player who knows what he's doing. He's got his wits about him. One of the few Liverpool players today who you think, yeah, you know what, probably performed above and beyond, which I think is really good. Terry, it was a win, but it was so slow and sloppy. It's like we can't be arsed playing low-level teams. Like, we just turn up and should automatically win. It's poor, really. It's hard. To an extent, yes, I would agree. But I don't think we started that way. I wouldn't say the start was that at all. Liverpool, I think the Reds started on the front foot, trying to get the game won as early as they could, and they should have been out of sight. Salah should have scored, and Darwin Nunez should have scored as well before Ryan Gravenberch eventually did. Liverpool should have been 3 up at that point. Union had a big chance themselves, of course, with the header from the set play. But I think they started well and then faded. And I don't know if they weren't worried by Union as an attacking threat, because in the end they didn't really have one. It was only from set plays where they really looked at any potential danger. So I wonder if Liverpool just sussed that out. But you are right. I don't think the start was sloppy, but the second half was a bit of a mess. It was a very turgid affair. And in the end, like I say, it took a long time before Liverpool got that second goal. Let's have a little look. Tej says, on another night it could have been 3 or 4. No dramas, 6 points, job done. And the 6 points job done is the main thing. Listen, Liverpool were able to rest players. They were able to win the game, get top of the group, get 6 out of 6. They play Toulouse next, who are currently second in the group. If they can beat Toulouse at Anfield, which again could be a more difficult game, they look like they've established, they might be about to establish themselves in this group. They've drawn with Union, of course, and then they went and beat Lask. If you can get through that, then you've got 9 and you've got 1 foot in the next round already. So you are right, Liverpool, no dramas is the right way. There could have been dramas. There was a couple of hairy moments, but in the end, yeah, job done. James Lim, a good to get through the game. Very slow, but a win is a win. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was slow. The second half in particular was very, very slow indeed, James. And then Diogo Red, 2-0, 11 versus 11. All checks complete. Good process. Just clarifying now that them goals did stand, because goals don't always count in football matches, as we know. Delay, check complete. Yeah. Okay, goal, no goal. Yeah, goal, no goal. I think we're fine. I think we're fine, but I mean, they could think of something. Someone who we haven't spoke about, actually, I think is probably remiss, and I'm glad that James has brought him up here on the YouTube. Says I thought Grav was good again. Yeah, he was the bright spark of the first half. And he deserves a goal. I thought everything that good that Liverpool did in the first half, a lot of it came through Ryan Gravenberch. Delighted for him to get his first goal. He said himself that he'll never score an easier goal, and he's right, but you've got to be there to score them. So you are right. I thought he was really good. I wonder if the fact that he does get subbed off, obviously relatively early in the second half, makes an eye on him starting at Brighton. If it was me now, I think of the three potential, what would you say, potential options to start. McAllister will obviously play number 6, you would think, now. Szoboszlai will obviously start. I think if it was an Endo, Gravenberch, Elliott shootout, then Gravenberch probably won that. And I think I would go with him on the left of a midfield three away at Brighton this weekend would be my shout. Kieran on again. Check complete. Red card for Kevin McAllister for excessive force on the wet bandage. Yeah, listen, he's the McAllister thing was meant to be a thing, and it turned out not to be anything in the end, but you are right. He is named after Home Alone, Kevin. He did knock out a few of the wet bandage. Well, you are right. Kieran says, performance is what it is. We managed to win that game without overexerting ourselves. No need to put any extra miles on the legs when we have a big game on Sunday. You're all right. It is what it is. These games, just get through them and get through the group stages. Try and save the minutes in the legs. You are right, Kieran. In the end, it is what it is. If Union would have scored, then we'd have all been fuming. But the fact that we get the late goal instead of they getting the late goal does change things. Elite 6. Have I missed the inevitable Darwin pile-on? No. Listen, it was a bad miss. He's got that in his locker. He'll score well and he'll miss sitters. And no, I don't think I haven't seen too much of a pile-on. I think we can call a spade a spade. He should have scored. It was a really bad miss, and he'll know that. But no, I don't think there's been too much of a pile-on. But he'll be very disappointed. Liverpool should have won that game much more comfortably than they did in the end. Let's have a little look who we've got. Over on Twitter, Dean, it wasn't a disaster, but I wasn't a massive fan of that second half. Will say though, Quansah and Gravenberch, they're the real deal. And yeah, listen, the second half wasn't good enough. I don't think the tempo was too slow. I do think, like Ian said before, there was a little sense. There was clearly an eye on the weekend. Liverpool just slowed the game down whenever they could. And that isn't like us. I don't think they were worried too much of the threat of Union, and maybe that's what it was. But you are right, it wasn't brilliant. Veronica says it was not a great game, but we still got the 3 points. Bring on the Seagulls on Sunday. Yeah, absolutely. Touch wood, everyone's fit and firing for that game. Hopefully everyone's fit, like I say, no injuries. Salah gets a rest, Darwin gets a rest, Diaz only plays a half as well. They got Trent off the pitch, they got Gravenberch off in the end, so all's well that ends well. But yeah, it's all well and good saying that now Union, if they'd got a goal, then we'd have all been fuming. But again, all's well that ends well in the end. Gravenberch and Quansah were the standouts, says Edward. I knew Jota would score because he had one of his worst games in a red shirt. I was looking forward to this game, but where was Doak to light up Anfield? Yeah, Jota is an interesting one. He just does this sometimes. He can do your head in, but he does score goals. Like it's undoubted. It was a bit reminiscent of his goal against Spurs last season. Outside, left foot dragging across the goalkeeper. Listen, I think if Liverpool go 2-0 up early doors, if Darwin scores the chance and if Salah scores, I wonder if Doak would have been the half-time sub and not Diaz. maybe, but at 1-0, I don't think Jaeger was comfortable enough to bring Doak on, because I love Ben Doak, he's got a lot about him. He does turn the ball over a fair bit, and I wonder if Jaeger was had half an eye on that, and maybe that might be why he wasn't on. James says Konate looked good, yeah. I think I would go along with that. Konate was good, he had a good game. And then Huey Red says Toulouse could be a tougher game again. It's interesting because Toulouse were technically pot 4, but I do think they're probably the strongest of the other teams. Where that game lies is interesting. It's after the derby, before Nottingham Forest. So I wonder how strong a team Jurgen goes. It's 5 days after Liverpool play an early kick-off Merseyside derby as well. And then it's a couple of days, of course, till they play Forest at home. I wouldn't be shocked if Jurgen goes stronger against Toulouse and tries to get 9 out of 9 and then milk the rest of the group and hope that you can sort one more win out somewhere else. So the away leg, ironically, against Toulouse falls in between Luton and Brentford again. Another home game on the back of a late away. So yeah, listen, if Liverpool beat Toulouse twice, they're through. They'll probably top the group. Jobs are good, and we'll get there when we get there. But you are right, Liverpool probably need to play better than they did today. And we'll see how that one pans out. In terms of over on Discord, Howdy, it's David, says, it was tidy, industrious, boring, 3 points, hopefully injury-free. Endo, yeah, I don't know if Endo was an injury or it was just a tactical thing. Everything you want in a Europa League game, yeah, absolutely right. Miles each day, it was a chill game. I almost had a doze, but it was nice to see Gravenberch get a goal. He tried setting up a few people on numerous occasions. Quansah looked good again. Other than that, just calm from us, presumably looking to the Brighton game. Yeah, I would agree with that, Miles. I think you got absolutely spot on. Hardy Davis says, I very much enjoy watching Gravenberch as well. Dan, Quansah looks sublime. Gravenberch isn't going to let Jones back in the team playing like this. Yeah, again, they are the two standouts, aren't they? I think we've all agreed, really. Gravenberch and Angelo Quansah good from both of them. Mustafa says it was a tough watch. I actually enjoyed the first half. I thought the first half was like I say, enjoyable. Liverpool were on the front foot. They could have scored a couple of goals. Second half was a slog. I mean, on the watch along, we were started doing James Bond talk and talking about all kinds, because yeah, it was a bit of a slog at the end. But yeah, it's hard to argue. It was a bit of a tough watch, especially. I remember it's been a long time since Liverpool got into the Europa League. They can be like that. Champions League games, group stage games at times can be a bit like this as well. Group stages of competitions, people often forget, they're not always brilliant. Like for every 3-2 against PSG, you get 1-0s. You know, you get like turgid performances sometimes. We've seen loads of these. That's group stage football. Sometimes you've got sometimes you've got half an eye on the weekend. You've got chances, if it does go wrong, to bail yourself out down the line. Managers don't always know how to apply in these games. But in the end, yeah, job done, no harm done in the end. We'll see how it goes. Richard, what an awful 2-0 victory that was. A bit slow, a bit sloppy, a bit lucky, but never mind, another 3 points. Second half, yeah, it was. As 2-0 goes, it was a little bit bland, wasn't it? I think it's fair to say that. Let's have a little look. Bruce says Jota's too clinical to be kept out of the starting 11. Nunez to improve his finishing if he wants to start the big games. Yeah, Jota, like I say, he done my head in at times. His touch was poor, a bit bad, but then he can be clinical. Darwin, that was his chance. He should have scored, no doubt about it. Should have scored. Does he want to start the big? I still find. Listen, I like. There's 5 when they're all fit. There's 5 good options, and it's horses for courses. Who will start in a big game? It depends on the opposition. I probably would go Nunez, and at this moment in time, I am a Jota fan, but especially when he plays down the middle. But both of them actually weren't great in this game, but Jota gets the goal, and that's kind of what he's paid to do, isn't it? Right then, I'm going to start wrapping this one up here. If you've enjoyed it, like I say, if you're watching this after the fact, please do leave your comments below. Let us know your thoughts on that. We'll be doing the player ranking show later on, where I give every single Liverpool player on the board. Were they boss? Were they sound? Or are you messing? Before I go, and I know I've said it a lot on these shows, but I'm going to say it again, I am very much aware it's October. It is currently October 5th, but we have got pre-orders on our latest Christmas knitted jumper. Can you bring that screen up for us, please, Frank? There we go. It's there coming up on the screen for you. There we go. We are taking pre-orders now. I know what you're saying, Steve. It's October. What are you doing? They're knitted. They take a little bit of a time to make. And secondly, postage. Let's get you them early. We don't want to get stuck in a situation where they're delayed. So if you can get the pre-orders in, we will start shipping them from the middle of October. So if you want to get your orders, make sure you get one. Like I say, they are limited edition as well. They're going to be one batch, and when they're done, they're done. Head over to redmenmerch.com. I've got one here. This is the only one that currently exists in the world because it's currently still being made. But if you want to get your hands on that one, an ode to Liverpool's title-winning goalkeeper kit and the legend that is Alisson Becker. They are available on redmenmerch.com right away if you want to go and help yourself out. Help us out, help yourselves out, get a boss gift for somebody or for yourself. Come and join me on the player ranking show over on YouTube very, very shortly. I'll see you all soon. Take care.
Thank you so very, very much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. The season is now well underway. If you need extra Red Men content, be it podcast, videos, documentaries, interviews, and general shows, fill your boots on redmenplus.com today.